Hey you guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to Tactical Bassin'. Today we're up in Michigan. We're fishing this gorgeous lake. It's got some smallmouth in it somewhere. We're gonna go out here together and try and find them. A lot of the fishing that goes on in the north revolves around light tackle, right? Light fluorocarbon, spinning rods, light bait casters, but it doesn't have to be about finesse. So today we are throwing light tackle. I think my lightest line is 5 pound, my heaviest is 12 pound, but we're not finesse fishing. We're throwing a jerk bait, we're throwing a dark sleeper, which is a swim bait, we're throwing finesse swim baits, we're throwing the hair jig, we're throwing moving baits on finesse tackle. Hopefully we get to run into one of these great big northern smallmouth. Pike. Don't you cut me off. Not good, it's another pike. Well, we found fish. Definitely not the right kind, however. Got her. Ooh, that's a big smallmouth. Ooh, that's a big one. We got this fish on 6 pound line on a spark shad and an okashira head. It's a really nice fish. I saw her, so I'm paralleling the edge of a flat. She followed my bait up. I saw her and then she went off into deep water. So I cast the direction she was going, let it sink, and she turned around and ate it. She knew what that net was. Come here, girl. It's a good one. Got her. I'm gonna let this boat run by. We're not the only ones out here. This is a big fish. Oh my, she is really big. How's that for our first fish on this lake? Jeez. She's over 5 pounds for sure. Spark shad okashira. Wow. I'm gonna leave her there in the net. Get the scale, get a weight on that one. 5.70. Almost a 5 3/4 pound smallmouth. Amazing. Wow. All right, we're gonna let that big old giant go. Thank you, girl. See ya. Wow, that's awesome. Little baby plugging rod. Vanford 2000. Last year, I spent all year throwing a Vanford 1000 size on my baby plugging. This year, I just wanted to see if I went to a 2000, if I get a little bit more distance. So I moved my 1000 over to a different rod, brought a 2000 to this one. That little Okashira Spark Shad combo with that little spinning blade. She ate that up. It's amazing. Golly, that one smoked it. Oh, it's another big one. Oh, little different when you got 12-pound line. They come in the boat a whole lot quicker. That fish, just look at that fish. Jeez, she just swallowed the dark sleeper. I mean, it's in there. Look at that. Awesome. She's got a giant with her too. Look at that. Crazy. Awesome. So again, oh, that one ate that spark shad again. So again, what I'm doing is I'm paralleling a flat. So when you get on these natural lakes in the northern half of the country, be it Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, you know, all the way through here, a lot of these natural lakes have these really shallow edges that roll way out to the middle of the lake before breaking off and falling in. So you've got a shoreline on the outside, obviously, but come out another 50, 100, 500 yards, there's like an underwater shoreline where it finally breaks to the deep water. All I'm doing is paralleling that edge, looking for these bigger fish that don't want to go all the way through the shallows all the way up to the shore where most people are fishing. Right? Most people are going to get right up on the bank. They're going to fish visual cover, and there's nothing wrong with that. But those fish are more pressured, and there's quite a few bass boats out here today. So I'm way outside just paralleling. And most of these fish I've seen with my eyes. That one I've got my live on, and that was the first one where I saw the fish on my live, and I sped up to get there because I was going towards it. I sped up and ran my bait closer before my boat ran the fish over, and then I slowed down my retrieve and she came straight up and ate it. It was awesome. That was absolutely a bonus fish because of the live. The first two I caught the traditional way, but that was pretty cool. Golly, what a bite. Wow, that fish hit hard. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. She's got another great big one with her too. Wow, that fish just crushed it. Wow. Oh, that is what I'm talking about. Look at the size of that smallmouth. My goodness. Spark shad again. That's the bait of the day. Wow, what a fish. 5.6 and 5.7, unreal. What a fish. Scary part is she had one with her that it might have been a 6-pounder. Another beautiful fish going home. You're free. See ya. There we go. This one's on a Kitech. I switched it up. Nice fish. Nice. So I switched it up. It's all mangled, but this is a 3.3 Kitech. So the 3.3 on a little 1/8 ounce guppy head. That's the sungill color, one of our favorite colors. I think it's highly overlooked. It's a great color anytime you're targeting smallmouth. I'm throwing that on the NRX Plus, the 901, and then 5-pound fluoro. If you're familiar with, obviously we're catching a pile of fish on the Okashira head, and you may or may not be familiar with that head. Basically, the spark shad itself has a pretty mild kick, but the Okashira head with that blade on it, it's a lopsided blade. One side is bigger than the other, so it causes a rock in the bait. So it's got a really unique shimmy. Obviously, it's working. We're catching a, well, not a pile of fish, but every bite we get is a big one. It's incredible. But I wanted to see if the Kitech might take it to the next level. You just don't know, because the Kitech has this big, wide kick. Night and day different, the spark shad and the Kitech. Night and day. So you just never know. I was getting, even though I've caught a bunch of giants, I would say half of the fish I've seen followed the spark shad in and then bailed off. They didn't bite. And a couple of them were really big. So that's what got my wheels turning. I'm thinking maybe the Kitech. Maybe that will convert even more of them. And so far I've had one bite it and not hook up, which had not happened with the spark shad. And then I just caught that one. So we'll keep going with it. It's hard to say yet, but one or the other might get us that just, well, we already got the monster bite. So what am I even talking about? Maybe we'll get an even bigger one, but what an incredible day. This is awesome. There we go. That feels like a giant. That one meant business. She's going all the way around the boat. Gotcha. Another really nice fish. 3 something anyway. Look at that Kitech down inside there. All right, guys, all of a sudden we've got some pretty hefty weather coming in. We're gonna keep fishing, but I thought I'd better stop and explain a little bit more for you about this FInesse Swimbait thing and the ways you can fine tune it and tweak it. I don't care if you're fishing for fish of a lifetime smallmouth or you're fishing in the south for largemouth, it doesn't matter. Tiny little FInesse Swimbaits can be a major part of your game. So we already talked about the differences between the spark shad and the Kitech. Now when I say Kitech, that was specifically the Fat Swing Impact. I just pulled this guy out as well. This is the Easy Shiner by Kitech. Longer, well, it's a 4-inch, so it's longer, but it's much thinner. So for its length, it is way, way thinner than a Fat Swing Impact. The one other bait, well, we've got the Dark Sleeper, which is one of my all-time smallmouth favorites. The one other one, if I was largemouth fishing, is the 3-inch Largo Shad. That definitely falls into this FInesse Swimbait category too. But I'm up here chasing these big smallmouth, and that's not one of my main baits for them. But what I want you to understand about FInesse Swimbait fishing is finesse does not have to be boring. We're not talking about vertically fishing a drop shot in 50 or 60 feet of water, right? This is chuck and wind, stick and fish as if I was throwing a glide bait or a big swim bait. My gear is just completely downsized for these little baits. There are huge differences between these little baits, just like there are huge differences between big swim baits. So I want you to understand the differences between these 4 or 5 main baits. So the Dark Sleeper, you know, it's its own animal. It's got that hidden hook that's hiding down here inside this fin. And then obviously it's got a big wide body. This is more of a goby profile, but they work everywhere. But that one's sort of the anomaly. It's different than the rest of these baits. The rest of them have varying actions, but overall pretty basic profile. So the Spark Shad, the bait itself, very well balanced, very neutral, minor kick. It's that Okashira head that is causing that bait to roll and wobble as it comes through the water. And you can take that Okashira head and put that on any finesse swim bait if you want them to destabilize. So if you want to take a bait like this Easy Shiner and get it rocking, you put it on an Okashira head. If you want it to track perfectly straight in the water, you put it on a guppy head like what I just had it on. This Dirty Jigs guppy head, it's a 90-degree line tie. See that? 90 degree? A 90-degree line tie will cause your bait, no matter what bait it is, to be the most stable, track perfectly straight in the water. So a swing impact, a fat swing impact on that head will have a great big wide kick, but the bait itself is tracking dead true. Same bait on the Okashira, wide kick, but the body is also rolling. Now we have our tactical finesse head. Tim and I designed this. This is a 30-degree line tie. See the difference? Other than size, see this is 90 degrees, this is 30 degree. That's somewhere between the other two. Oh, it's starting to rain. Somewhere between the other two, it'll have a bunch of natural wobble. It's not stable, it's not running true. Bunch of natural wobble, but it doesn't have the blade and the flash like that Okashira head. Again, just different heads and different baits for different conditions. I'm getting all this wind, I'm getting rain. Now I want more flash, more movement, more vibration just to pull those fish from farther. The more stable, flat, slick, calm it gets, the more I want that bait just barely cruising through the water. Not a lot of movement. Again, more wind, more movement, more flash, less wind, more neutral, more methodical coming through. The last one, that Largo Shad, I usually pair that one up with a small flashy swimmer, so an underspin, and I fish that one quite a bit faster. That one I use to draw just aggressive reaction strikes. But again, I just wanted to explain how I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're up here in Michigan where I am today and you're chasing smallmouth, or you're in Florida chasing largemouth. Small swim baits, when bass are eating smaller bait fish, small swim baits are a huge player. Most guys just have a favorite. Don't get trapped in that. Again, no matter where you are in the country, don't get trapped in that. Each one of these baits has a unique action, and paired with one of these different heads has a completely different action. And as you saw today, we smashed them. All the big bites so far have come on that Okashira Spark Shad. I caught a couple good fish on the Kitech, the Fat Swing Impact. So that wider kick, I threw the Easy Shiner for about 2 hours, never even got a bite. Not one bite. Went back to the Okashira, caught another one. But if I came back here tomorrow, different conditions, I would tie this Easy Shiner back on in a heartbeat, because tomorrow might be its day to shine. That's why you saw me changing baits, trying to dial it in, even when I was already catching them. All right, hopefully we get to catch some more and this weather doesn't get too crazy. There we go. That is too much fun. I stopped getting bites as the weather changed, so I switched over, put that Okashira on my Loomis 901, dropped it all the way down to 5-pound test, and it worked. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. The bite has definitely started to taper off, and it's beginning to rain, so I'm just gonna wrap it up and get off the water. Had an absolutely amazing time out here. Got to catch two just jumbo smallies. One of them had a follower that was significantly bigger too. I'm thinking probably 6 1/4, 6 1/2. Just getting to see that class of fish is amazing. So a great time on the water. Hopefully my ramblings about the different styles of baits make sense for you. You can put that to work next time you're throwing small swim baits. I'll link all those baits in the video description, as well as all the baits I had on deck and some of the gear I was using, some of those specialized rods. But all in all, just an amazing day full of giant smallmouth, beautiful conditions on a beautiful lake. Too much fun. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.